Hello, welcome to Market Haven. My name is Edward Nyako. It's called the food of the gods. Some say it's called superfood, and others say it's called comfort food. And that is cocoa. Ghana produces about 18.7% of the global cocoa production, but we consume 0.5 kilogram in terms of per capita. When the US and other parts of the world, Europe in particular, they do 5.7 kilograms per capita. So we have a long way to go when it comes to cocoa, because it is said that that bag of cocoa, someone from Switzerland will take about 5 years to consume it. But Ghanaian will use 32 years to consume a bag of cocoa. But the nutritional benefit of cocoa, it's amazing. Today we're going to look at cocoa consumption, how it can spur up economic growth in this country. I guess it's Benjamin Lawe from Cocoa Board. He is in the studio. But before we continue, let's go to the base language platform to pick what is there for today. And then we go to the Ghana Stock Exchange. And Sani Abdulrahman is here to walk us through the performance of the equities for the day. Welcome back, Abdul. You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Edward. Unlike what we saw at the start of the week, that's the previous week where the market ended the session with somewhere 3.4 million volume of shares, which translated into nearly 4 million Ghana cedis. This week has rather started on a moderate note. Volume of shares that were traded as at the end of the session is hovering a little over 611,000, which translated into a value of 531,000. That's somewhere 500,000 Ghana cedi, quite low compared to what we saw last week. The composite index, as a result of the fact that the market ended the session flat, it means there was no price mover on the market, has remained unchanged. The market indices as well have remained unchanged, and the composite index is around 2,730.37 points, and the market capitalization has also remained at 63.730 billion Ghana cedis. If you want to know how this affected the market indices, as I indicated, the composite index was unchanged as at the end of the session, giving you a return of negative 0.211%, which means if you have invested your money on the market since the start of the year, your return is in the negative. Of course, the financial stocks also recorded no price mover, and thus the index also ended the session unchanged, giving negative 0.159% in terms of return for those who have invested in that kind of equity. Edward, for a while we've seen Car Bank driving activity on the market, and it continued today. As at the end of the session, it traded 599,980 shares, resulting in 509,000 Ghana cedis, almost 510,000 Ghana cedis. We also saw some 1,726 shares traded in ETI, that's EcoBank Transnational. Also MTN, which has been driving the market for a while today, unfortunately did not do much. It traded as low as 7,739, which resulted in 8,358 Ghana cedis. So if you ask me, the market was largely moderate today. I don't know if inflation concerns is also playing out, and what is happening in the United States, where we are likely to see the Federal Reserve increasing the exchange rate. Of course, we'll see investors moving away from Ghana, that market, and exactly, that is largely playing out on their Accra base.
Thank you very much for that update. And I always say that if you want to get up-to-date analysis on the stock market, the best place to be is on Market Avenue. Thanks for that analysis. We'll go for a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the day that cocoa meets with Valentine. And that's 14th February, sorry. See you then.
Hello, just 5 words to delight and romance you. Valentine chocolate with the finest. Monday, 14th February is a special day for love and chocolate. In celebration of Valentine and Ghana's National Chocolate Day. After work, sit back with your lover, relax and enjoy your Valentine chocolate with the finest.
Hosted by multiple award-winning Royal Blackness KKD.
The finest. Don't miss the sweet and witty chat on love and family with our special guest Ochame Kwame. Film stars Matilda Asari, Bernard Iduse Poku, Emilia Broby, and star producers Zach Marlett, Kwame Yeboah, and Kewa. Highly spiritual relationship tips on living with a cheating partner by international relationship coach Jessica Watson. Is it lust or love at first sight? Actresses Abba Elam and Safwahima Ama Odumodu and presenters D4 and Ifya starred Edna discuss. Priceless performances by Bless with Chucho Muncho, Creamy with Dede, Amanova with 7 Miles, and the Fabulous Family. Learn the sweet benefits of eating chocolate, and we get our words of love and wisdom for life by terrific trusted teacher and life coach Openi Kwejuche. This Monday, 14th February, from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Enjoy your Valentine chocolate with the finest on your Lifestyle TV Channel 5.
GZ Pizza, your way.
Welcome back. Ben, you're welcome.
Thank you, Lord.
Great to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
We're here today is the more or less the wedding day of Valentine and Cocoa. Great. I can see you in that wedding gown.
Yes, National Chocolate Week celebration.
Wonderful. Now, so National Chocolate Day Week celebration, what is exactly is this move about?
Right. Thank you very much. Let me say good evening. 2005 was when this journey began with the late Minister for Tourism and Diaspora Relations, Honorable Jake Obechabelamte. We realized that the cocoa that we produce in Ghana here, we don't consume it. You mentioned earlier on that in America and some other countries they consume about 5 kilos. But some countries consume as high as 8.5 kilos.
Wow.
Per annum, yes. Ours stands currently at 0.55. It is very low. Meanwhile, we are the second largest producer of cocoa in the world. Last year, we produced 1,045,000 tons. So where does the cocoa go? What happens to the beans that we produce? We export it in raw form. And the ones who buy, because it is so much on the market, they determine how much they buy. That is one part. The second part is the health and nutritional values that we have or that the cocoa has. So in 2005, the Ministry of Tourism and Cocoa Board collaborated and said, okay, we have this special day, Valentine's Day, a day for showing of love. Those times, the youth were using it for so many things which were not good for them. So it was decided that why don't we make this day a day when we can celebrate our own chocolate. So the day was established. And since then, every year, on the 14th of February, the occasion was marked with activities, sometimes visits to schools, some institutions, and all that to talk about cocoa and to drive home the need to consume cocoa and chocolate. So last year, we realized that one day for the whole year for Chocolate Week, for Chocolate Day wasn't enough. So the Tourism Ministry, that's represented by the Ghana Tourism Authority, together with Cocoa Board and other stakeholders, the cocoa processing companies in Ghana, decided that let's try something. So instead of one day, we did 1 week from 8th to 14th, and it was fantastic. And that's last year, the consumption was around 0.52 and all that, but now we are almost 0.55 kilos. The consumption is going up. So we realize that if we continue is going to help us. So this year, we started with a number of activities with the launch of the program at the Tetekwashi Museum, Tetekwashi Farms, at Tukuyapi Mampong. And then we had some health work and all that. And then from the 8th up to today that I'm talking, we've had fantastic moments at the Chocolate City, at the Tetekwashi Roundabout, where all kinds of cocoa products are being exhibited. Aside from that, within the regions in Ghana, we are doing a lot of publicity, including what we are doing now, telling Ghanaians about the health values of our cocoa and why we should consume. If we don't consume, what happens? Now, government has even made it a policy that if you produce whatever quantity you produce here, we should be able to process not less than 50%. And trust me, if you're able to achieve that target.
How much are we producing at the moment?
So last year, as I said, we produced 1 million.
No, in talking about the processing, sorry, the value addition.
Okay, so as of now, our processing capacity is within about less than 40%. So the quantum that we produce, we are not able to process up to 40% now. We are just a little around that. And even the 40% that we produce or we process here, most of them are also exported as semi-finished products. So in terms of consumption, it is very low. That is why we are currently at 0.55. It is low. Our objective is to reach 1 kilo at least. When we get there, then we'll be able to move forward. So now we need programs and activities like this where we sensitize the populace, we expose them to the various recipes that cocoa can be used for, and then encourage them to take.
I guess somebody has even come up with some cocoa jollof or whatever, what they can think about, and other things.
Yes, in fact, it's something that we've been doing from time to time. We bring tertiary students together, we bring senior high school students together, those who are doing vocational skills and all that, those who are into cooking and all that. We bring them together and give them cocoa and money to buy ingredients and come out with recipes. If you have rice, you can use it for so many things. But our cocoa, all we know is the bar of chocolate and probably the cocoa powder, whether the natural one or the sweet one, to do cocoa drink and take. That's all we know. But there are so many things. In fact, people have used cocoa to do spices.
Wow.
Cocoa spices. And sometimes during the competition, people use cocoa to even prepare banku. You see people using cocoa to do popcorn and other things. Now you go to the market, and instead of you going to buy gari separately, buy sugar separately, buy milk and ngati, people have innovatively come out with a complete set of soakings with cocoa in it. So as soon as you take it, like you take this cocoa all in one, 3 in 1. When you take the gari, all you need is just to add water, and you've taken it. That is what we want to do. We want several recipes. And the jollof you mentioned, just 3 days ago, we had a competition at the Chocolate City, and unfortunately I couldn't get some to eat before I realized
it's finished.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you are listening to me or watching me today, and there is something you think we can use cocoa for, just approach Cocoa Board. We will help. You know, whatever support you need to make it big, so that people will get to know and then patronize it. It's up to you.
Now, there are big players like CPC, Niche. Which other players? Let's look at, and then SMEs that are in the domain of cocoa, adding value to cocoa.
Right. So as a result of the cocoa consumption campaign we have been doing over the years, it has opened up the market. So entrepreneurs have realized that yes, this is a huge market that I can take advantage of. Now we have an association called Cocoa Value Addition Artisans Association of Ghana. Their membership is around 51 thereabout, who are into small scale chocolate processing, and then those who are into this small scale cocoa powder, whether the sweet one or the natural one and all that. So a lot of them. But currently, those who are exhibiting at the Chocolate City, we can talk about Golden Pot, an SME, we can talk about Gambling Food, we can talk about All Safe Enterprise, we can talk about Fair Afrique, who are also there, we can talk about Chocobuy, and a host of them at the center there. That is why from Tuesday or Wednesday we started encouraging people to come, because who knows, you could be a retailer who will meet one of these processes and you become a distributor. And trust me, in the production value chain, the marketing aspect, those who are in the retail business, they make the money. You know, so a lot of them, but there are others who have not approached us yet. But we want to bring all of them under one umbrella, so that whilst promoting the national consumption, in fact, we are doing generic consumption. We are not promoting any particular brand. We want to give everybody a level playing field, so that whatever competition is available, you push through. Whatever support we have to give, we give all of you that support.
So one will ask, if we consume cocoa, if I'm looking for a job as a young man out there, how would that impact on my life? We promote cocoa consumption.
The cocoa value chain is such that, in fact, if we want to take advantage of it, the cocoa industry itself can employ every Ghanaian. The cocoa industry can employ every Ghanaian.
You mean over 30 million people?
Yes.
Wow.
The value chain is so big, they are not taking advantage of it. But if you're able to take advantage of it from the production aspect, now the cocoa farming itself has become business. If we begin to consume the cocoa, the 1 million tons that we produce will not be enough. So there'll be more room for production of more cocoa. And so the farming aspect becomes business. The processing, the handmade chocolating thing, this chocolate thing we are talking about, all of them, if we have about 4 or 5 or 6 big companies coming to operate in Ghana here, you can imagine the number of people it can take. These SMEs we are talking about, they have employed people who are working in the factory. What about those who retail, who sell the product? You know, if you are driving along the street, there's a lot of young men hawking, and they really make good money out of it. Aside from these things, the cocoa itself, which is the chocolate bit, we also have the cocoa byproduct, where we can have this other sasamana and other things coming out of it, the cocoa pomade, cocoa butter, cocoa cream, and all that. The Cocoa Research Institute of Ghana, they have a unit called New Product Development Division, and they are open to everybody who wants to come and then take advantage of what they are doing to learn something. Yes. So there are so many things we can do, but I don't know, maybe now that the education is going on, people can take advantage. And
today people are shifting towards regenerative health activities. So if I take cocoa, talking about cocoa, what are some of the health benefits that would derive? Cocoa
has antioxidants. Cocoa has polyphenols.
What is it? Antioxidant? It's too big.
I'll calm down. Cocoa has polyphenols. The antioxidants are properties in a cocoa that when you take, it improves your body system and helps you to fight what we call free radicals in the system. The free radicals are like mosquitoes in a room. When you enter the room, you see when they are mosquitoes, the way they meet you, they are trying to fight you and all that. If you have any mosquito repellent rubbed around you, it is able to repel the mosquitoes and they don't approach you. So the cocoa, the antioxidants in your body function as a mosquito repellent. Any free radical in your system that will try to make your body weak, that will make you sick, the cocoa will fight it. So you realize that you take cocoa for continuous time and you don't get sick. I know one man, Professor Adai, he is a cocoa ambassador. He has done a lot of research in cocoa, and he says that for almost 25 years now, he hasn't had malaria. Because cocoa has the ability, taking cocoa regularly, has the ability to prevent you from getting malaria. So the mosquitoes will bite you, all right, but it will prevent you. So the antioxidants make the body function, the polyphenols and all other things I'm talking about. So you see, I don't know what time you wake up in the morning, but in Ghana here, if you don't wake up early, in Accra especially, if you don't wake up early, you'll be late for work. So you have to wake up early and come here. You are here the whole day. Look at the time, you are still here. I don't know where you stay, but you get to around 8, 9, tired. You go to stress. Cocoa consumption is one thing that reduces stress to the barest minimum. Wow. So you are going to bed and you take the cocoa, you wake up the next day and you don't even remember that something happened the previous day. What about high blood pressure? It is so common in Ghana. And the strange thing about high blood pressure is that if you don't go to hospital, you wouldn't know your pressure is high. So you meet somebody today and the next day you hear that the person has fallen down. They couldn't wake up again. High blood pressure. Consumption of cocoa on daily basis minimizes or reduces any incidence of high blood pressure. You know, cholesterol. Yeah. The time you get home, you eat, and you don't even take something light. You eat heavy food, including meat. Sometimes those who like meat, you take like 3 or 4 different types of meat in the evening, and then you sleep. And you don't take it once. I'm told by the scientists that if you take meat, the red meat, it takes like 3 days to digest or to leave the system. But some people take it on continuous basis. So you realize that the person is looking slim as ever, but it's full of cholesterol. Cocoa consumption, the bad one, cocoa consumption clears every bad cholesterol.
Now, is it a cocoa with sugar or milk, or with a cocoa natural one?
Okay, so research has indicated that the flavonols that I mentioned, the higher concentration of flavonols, the higher it is to solve all these problems I'm talking about, or all these issues I'm talking about. And the cocoa that has higher concentration of flavonols is the one with less or no sugar.
Okay.
So most of the time when I talk about cocoa, I encourage people to take the natural one. If you go for a wedding ceremony or a funeral and you share mineral and you make a mistake and you don't give someone, the person will not talk to you for the rest. But it's full of, I've not mentioned a particular mineral, but it's full of sugar and it's detrimental to the body. From 40 going, it is very good that you reduce the incidence of sugar. So as much as possible, you can take the ones with sugar in it and all that, but if you want to have the best out of it, then try as much as possible to take the one without sugar. So in fact, the dark chocolate, people really are buying dark chocolate now, because the dark chocolate has, some of them 100% cocoa, others 90% with 10% sugar, others 70% or 80% with the remaining being sugar. So all these health benefits I'm talking about, to make or to maximize their potential and benefit, then it is best that you take the cocoa without sugar. I want to add another thing, the diabetes. Diabetes is another thing that is critical. And you know, if you have diabetes and you have high blood pressure, the possibility of you getting stroke is high. So diabetic patients, these days when you go to hospitals, the doctors will attend to you and all that, but they will tell you that try and take cocoa. Why? Because cocoa is able to improve insulin sensitivity. The insulin in the body, if there is insulin resistance, there is sugar in your blood. The fact that there is sugar in your blood doesn't mean it's bad, but its inability to move the blood to the cells to make them function, that is what makes you diabetic. So when you take cocoa continuously, it improves your insulin sensitivity. So the insulin is able to facilitate the release of the sugar from your blood to the cells, and it keeps you active and healthy all the time. There are so many things. There are so many benefits for men. I wouldn't be able to talk much, but if you are a man and you are watching me right now, the benefits of cocoa consumption is good for you. And our mothers and sisters and wives who on monthly basis have to cry because they are in their menses, taking cocoa regularly also prevents these cramps and pains.
All right. Thank you very much, Ben, for your time in the studio. I think we need to talk more about cocoa. Like I said, one day, 1 week campaign is not all that good, but we need to move on and talk more about cocoa so that we can increase our revenue generation from cocoa. Good having you in the studio. My guest has been Benjamin Lawe from Cocoa Board. Great to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
Please, I will wrap up today. My name is Edward Nyakun. God willing, we may take it tomorrow. Shalom.